With us right now is Denny Welsh and also Tim Moy, and they're both here because coming up on Friday at 9:30 at the Performing Arts Center, there is going to be a lecture and a talk, and the topic is senior scams and lost dollars, senior fraud in Laguna Woods, right?
Right.
All right. Good to have you both here.
Thank you.
So first of all, tell me about the lady that is talking here. She's part of the guest lecture series.
The distinguished guest lecture.
Dorothy Marie Lowry.
That is the lady who started it.
Ah.
That's
so
the name.
I get it.
I'm the speaker.
But you're the speaker. Okay.
But Ken, have you ever interviewed a distinguished stutterer?
No, I don't think I have. So what this really is about, and I know, Tim, we've talked about this before, Denny has talked about it over the years, as have others, is kind of that ongoing scam that always seems to hit seniors. It hits a lot of people now, but there's a lot of different ones. It's ever changing, and the topic of this is really about protecting yourself, what you can do, and keeping your money, right? Yeah.
Exactly, keeping your money. I started with my dad back in the 1990s and was working on his scams, and he ended up losing $110,000.
Wow.
So I've been through it. But I couldn't believe it. The scams are still the same. They've got a little bit different twist here and there, and some are more popular this year than last year.
Denny, they seem to cycle through, don't they?
They do. They're constantly cycling through. But it comes down to one thing, and it's us, the seniors, that we're calling Tim and all the law enforcement and the government, everyone saying, save me, save me. But we, the seniors, we give away our Social Security numbers.
Right.
We give away.
Sure.
And this is what we've got to stop doing.
Right.
And we've got to start talking about it and asking questions. And if we have a problem, to call security, to call social services. As you know, I'm a big believer in our social services, and Tim, you're doing a marvelous job with them.
Yeah, thank you.
But they've got the resources. We've got so many resources here in Orange County. We're very, very lucky.
Yeah, we definitely do. We're going to put some numbers on the screen here.
They're horrible.
And of course, right here, the main ones we want to look at is right here, our security numbers here. And Tim, if someone feels like they're either a victim of a scam or they think something might be a scam, you folks here, you don't mind if they give you a call first, right? Because you can point them into the right direction, correct?
Sure. Can we actually encourage them to call us?
Yeah.
And we'll get out there, we'll take a look. We'll actually write a report, we'll review it. And if it is something that is criminal nature or they've actually lost money, we're going to tell them, hey, let's get the sheriff involved immediately.
Right.
And the one good thing about the sheriff's department right now is the lieutenant that works down here in Laguna Woods is a personal friend of mine. I've known him. We work together in economic crime. So this person he has an expertise in economic crimes, a passion for it. So in a situation like that, those cases can be very complicated, but we've got a team of resources in the sheriff's department that can assist us in that.
Okay, and there's
our sheriff's department helped me in the 90s get back $10,000.
Really?
And I helped them put one of the fraudsters in jail, but he was put in jail in Oklahoma.
Wow.
So our sheriff's departments have always, but they didn't have the expertise. Sure. And I was lucky. I got a really good.
So on the slide that we have obviously the numbers for the village here, also social services, and also the U.S. Senate hotline. And how can they help you, right? I mean, people might think, well, this is the United States Senate calling them. Is that mainly to report something so they keep things on file and they kind of know what's going on?
No, that this is the U.S. Senate has a book on the fighting of fraud, and they collect all the numbers, and they want people to call in.
Okay.
And their number is all throughout there.
Yeah, everything
And
is, I mean,
it's-
Better
right.
Business Bureau,
And so
Elder
I took-
Hotline, all kinds of things.
I took all of that because I asked for 300 of these. And they said, I'm sorry, Denny, we can only send you 50.
Okay.
And I said, but this is such important information, I want it out there. And that's when I came up and I compiled
Right.
and added to it. But there's a lot of really good information. But we, the seniors, we have to speak up, we have to ask, and we have to report.
Right, exactly.
Because if we don't, we're just going to, because we're losing $2.9 billion a year
Wow.
in senior fraud. That's a lot,
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of cups of coffee.
Well, and we also know that the scammers are specifically targeting seniors.
Right.
Right.
Our seniors tend to be, there are those who are lonely, who just want to talk to somebody on the phone. Our seniors tend to be more trusting in nature,
Right.
and those scammers are going to take advantage of that, and they're going to pursue it. And we also know that many of our seniors have a pretty good nest egg. So
Yeah.
there's the opportunity for quite a good return for their investment, which is, again,
Exactly.
criminal. Right.
Now, we still mainly talking about when it comes to seniors, phone scams versus email or internet scams.
Well, true, but there's, you name it,
They're
it's
changing.
out
The
there.
internet scams hit everywhere.
Internet
nowadays,
scams,
yeah.
they're still coming through, and the bottom
Yeah.
line is they're going to try to get your information. They
Right.
want you to provide your date of birth, your social security number, your some medical numbers, whatever they can get, then they can fabricate and use for criminal purposes.
Right.
To drain your accounts.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we've talked about this before. When it comes to getting those emails, from your bank,
Right.
from wherever it might be, don't click anything. If you want to find out more about it, call your bank that you have the number on, or whatever it may be.
Exactly. You put your finger on it. Call the number that you know is the correct number instead
Right.
of the number that they
Right.
give you.
Right. I had something, to be honest with you, I don't know, about a month ago. And as people were probably not surprised, I have a Disney annual passport. And I got an email from them saying, your credit card did not go through. All my credit cards are perfectly current.
Sure.
And I didn't click on anything. It looked very legitimate. I called the number that I have for them, and it was legitimate. It turns out it was some old card they had, and it goes, "It's still good." But I did not click on anything. I did not call the number that was on that email.
Right.
I called the number that I knew was a correct number.
Right.
So that's what you have to do whenever you get these. If you think they might be real, use your own resources. Don't do anything that has to do with that email.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that we spelled out in the booklets as well, because a lot of the things, a lot of the seniors are born in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they're trusting.
Right.
Right.
They're trusting.
Right.
And you know that, well, Ken, you would never kid me. And he says, oh, goody. You
Right.
know?
Got one, sure.
Here's a couple things on one of the slides here. I think it's like not the next one, but the one after this. United States Special Committee on Aging, avoiding scams. And one of the top things is they force you to make decisions fast and may threaten you.
Yeah.
And, they have all different ways of doing this. It goes back, Tim, to the time of or what the techniques they're using is often what, you go to the county fair and somebody's trying to guess your name and,
Sure.
Yeah.
your family members. And, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. And so what we talk about is they don't give you any specifics, they make you give the specifics back.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's high pressure.
Yeah.
It's relentless, and you don't want to feel foolish. So, in order to save face, many times our seniors or others provide that information, and just hey, we ask our folks
Yeah.
to be skeptical.
Yeah.
To be vigilant, and vigilant is being aware, asking the questions, not making those impulsive decisions, to stand back and say, hold off, I'm going to think about this, I'm going to do a little research.
Right, exactly.
Well, I was talking to the head of FAST the other day, and one of her scams that was coming in, hot and heavy recently is the yes scam. And what they've been
Yes, I know what
doing
you're talking about.
is that they'll call you and say, are you the woman? Are you the owner of the house? Is this your address? They're trying to get you to say yes. And they are, without your knowledge, recording it. And so then with technology the way it is, they will say, well, I'm Denny, you signed up for this package or that package, and they can take it to court and they win because it has my voice saying yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if anyone calls you and starts asking you and you don't know them, do not use the word yes. I mean, I would just, and all of a sudden, every time I think of how I answered, I always come up with the word yes. But that is correct. I am the woman of the house. I do live at, whatever their question is.
Right. And, I realize that not every senior has a smartphone or caller ID, but it's very easy that if you do have a smartphone nowadays to know who's calling you. It can be a very recognized number, and if you don't recognize it, you know what? Let it go.
Let it go.
To voicemail,
Right.
because chances are they're going to pass you right by. They're not going to leave a message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the con artists, as it's stated on the screen, use that, and it's not a real one.
Yeah, exactly. So, one of the things, again, we want to keep going over, don't be afraid to report something, right, Tim? If you think something is a little fishy, is a little off, report it. It doesn't hurt. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It doesn't matter.
And we're also asking our neighbors to kind of keep an eye on each other as well.
Yes.
Especially for some of our aging folks here that may become vulnerable. And those are opportunities to not only get security involved, but social services involved as well, because they've got a ton of resources. We've got social workers. They want to help. They want to protect our community as well.
Fantastic.
So, right. But it's same thing, Ken. If you see something, say something. If it looks out of the ordinary, if you get one of those suspicious phone calls, give us a call. We'll come out. And we want to track that. We want to see how many people are targeting this community, because it is happening, unfortunately.
And we're getting new Medicare cards next year. And so the scammers are already jumping on that wagon.
Are they really?
Yes. And they're saying, oh, well, we have to, you only owe us this and that and the other thing. First of all, Medicare never calls you.
Right.
Medicare doesn't charge. IRS doesn't charge. Well, they charge, yes, but they don't call you.
Well, they sure do.
But they don't call you.
I have to go on the 8th, But there are so many, in the Veterans Administration that they called it to get their various records. Well, if the veteran calls, he can get it. He doesn't need to go through anything, and that's what I'm going through in detail.
Yeah, exactly.
on this booklet, and putting down people. But if you think it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if someone says, "Oh, but Denny, this is free," but it'll only cost you,
Right.
Free is free.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Free is free.
And unfortunately nowadays, although you don't touch on it too much here, there's the whole other realm of internet fraud and ransomware and all that. That's a whole another thing, but it's going to get more prevalent. And although maybe we'll talk about that another time, the thing is, back up your stuff. And
that's the other thing.
Things like
that.
Do
not let people get on your computer.
Right.
Because they say, "Oh, I can fix that."
Right.
Just get me in there. And then they take all your financial information.
Yeah, that scam's been going on
and
for
the
quite a while.
identity theft.
We notice your computer's
smiling.
running slow.
Yeah.
Right. And I can tell you that most police departments are starting to implement cyber units as well.
Yeah.
And they're dedicating personnel just to those computer intrusions, which is an extremely complicated, once again, a specialty where we've got to send our officers, our investigators, or detectives to specialty schools to learn how to investigate and to follow that up.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
and it's getting, it can get more prevalent, but you have to know how to protect yourself.
In fact, there was a program at City Hall.
There was, we had
a couple of weeks ago.
A few investigators come down from the sheriff's.
So, but our people have to listen, and they have to talk about it. They have to talk to their friends about it, their families about it.
Exactly.
because if they don't, it's going to happen to them.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
And believe me, for a lot of these scammers, the easiest one when it comes to seniors is to call you. Because they get something very quick, very fast, they're done. So, you know, that's still the main thing.
And many times they're going to come back for more.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You
definitely.
fall victim to a small amount, they're going to come back for a larger amount.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
the grandparent scam, I love that.
Right.
That they say, you know, so they get the money, then they call back, well, we want to help you. And I'm going, you're the same person who took it from me,
Yeah.
you know. But, so, I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good. They're extremely smart.
Right. So we want to tell people again, this is happening at the Performing Arts Center this Friday, which is April 7 at 9:30. And you're going to be the guest speaker.
Yes.
All right,
I'm
very
the
good.
distinguished stutterer. How about that?
All right. Thank you for coming on. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
hon.
Tim,
Take
always
care.
good to see you. We'll
Good to
see you
see you
again soon. And stay safe, right? We'll be
Yep.
right back.